This is part 2 of Variety's two-part cover story with Bruce Springsteen. For part 1, click here. If you ran for governor of New Jersey, you'd win. Is that ever a temptation? PSSHT, no. I would have no business in politics. I'm just not interested in policymaking enough. I know people in entertainment who are interested in those things, but I'm a musician. Many people wondered why you didn't come out in support of Hillary Clinton's campaign earlier. Was there a reason for that? I don't think I'm necessarily that essential a factor. And I still tend to be a little bit ambivalent about getting involved directly like that in political campaigns. I've done it when I felt it was really necessary, and that maybe my 2 cents might make some small bit of difference. But the more you do it, your 2 cents becomes 1 cent and then no sense whatsoever, so I think your credibility and your impact lessens the more you do it. So I've been hesitant to overplay my hand in that area, and I generally come to service when I feel it's kind of necessary, and it might help a little bit. Danny Clinch for Variety. I guess that was the case when you played at a rally for 32,000 people in Philadelphia on election eve. Yeah. I thought she would have made an excellent president, and I still feel that way, so I was glad to do it. Midway through the River Anniversary tour you stopped playing the nearly 90-minute album in its entirety. Were you tired of it? No, it was actually very enjoyable on a nightly basis, because that record was well built, well put together, so it gave a formal but very satisfying experience. I'm hoping to have something similar occur with the Broadway shows. But the reason we stopped is because we were going to play outside stadiums, and, particularly, we were going to Europe, where I just didn't know if it was going to ring and play as well. The few times we did it in Europe it played very well, but I wanted to have the freedom once we went outside to these bigger shows to just play whatever I wanted. And sometimes that meant playing your first 2 albums, Greetings from Asbury Park and The Wild, The Innocent and The E Street Shuffle, almost in their entirety, which you did later in the tour. Yeah, when we're in that mode, the show varies on a nightly basis, and I think we got in a place toward the end of that tour where we were playing a little bit chronologically. I think the whole first hour or more of the show was the first and second records, which was a lot of fun because I hadn't done that in quite a while. It was the band before it was a hard rock band, which we didn't really become until Barn to Run. Previous to that we were a rock and soul band, a swingin' little club band. The music had a lighter touch to it. Once we fired on all 8 with Born to Run, that's when the rock started. You've done so much looking back recently, between the book and the River Anniversary tour and now this Broadway run. Any thoughts on what's next? I suppose the solo record that I haven't released. It's not topical at all. Topical writing at the moment doesn't hold a lot of interest to me. I really got out a lot of what I had to say in that vein on Wrecking Ball. I'm not driven to write any anti-Trump diatribe, that doesn't feel necessary at the moment. Why? Because so many people already are? Yeah, because it's everywhere and all over, you know? It feels a little redundant to me at the moment. And, once again, I always try to look at what I can deliver that's personal to me, and of most value. The audience has a wide variety of needs. Whatever you're writing, you're trying to meet your own need, and as I've said in other interviews, Marty Scorsese once said, the job of the artist is to make the audience care about your obsessions. So I hope I write about the things that obsess me well enough for my audience to care about them. I've never known him to not have the outline of some idea in mind. It's part of his DNA. John Landau, manager. But don't you think your opinions about Trump would matter to your audience? Well, if you read Charles Blow in the New York Times, he carries the flag pretty well. I'm ambivalent about, sort of getting on a soapbox. I still believe people fundamentally come to music to be entertained, yes, to address their daily concerns, and yes, also to address political topics. I believe music can do that well. But I still believe fundamentally it's an affair of the heart. People want you to go deeper than politics, they want you to reach inside to their most personal selves, and their deepest struggles with their daily lives and reach that place, That's the place I'm always trying to reach. I'd never make a record that's just polemical, I wouldn't release it if I did. To me, that's just an abuse of your audience's good graces. But if I'm moved, I'll write, say, something like American Skin, inspired by the 1999 shooting death of Amadou Diallo, by New York City Police Office.